Chapter 3, lesson 2, 3, and 4 deal with CSS styles. And what are CSS styles is the question of the day. I'm going to actually add a couple files here. CSS example 1. And I'll also do another one. CSS example 2. Here I have two files on my website. CSS, it stands for Cascading Style Sheets. Okay? They deal with formatting elements. And so basically what you want to do is, ever since you first started learning this, you now have known that, hey, I can highlight stuff and I can make it bold. I can make it italicized. I can make it small. I want to put small and big. Okay, so I can make it maybe small and make it big. All right? So these are all different things, different ways you can control formatting on your page. And you can see at the code that there are tags that make it bold. There are tags that make it italicized. There are tags that make it small and big. All these information tags are on this page. Any questions there? If I had some text that was some text that say, somebody say, Brady, what did you eat for breakfast today?
Cereal.
What kind of flavor? Huh? It was Cheerios. How do you like Cheerios? Do you like it?
Yeah.
He likes Cheerios. Is there a cereal that you like better than Cheerios?
No.
And there are no other types of cereal he likes better. All right. I'm going to highlight this and I'm going to put it in here as well. Okay? And say now, I'm actually going to make a couple copies of this paragraph and put a couple more on the other side. These are two different files in which I have text. CSS is powerful because if I wanted to say, hey, I want this sentence here to be read, but I want that sentence to be read all around my website. How would I do this? The Cheerios, I have to change Cheerios to red. How would I do right now? I'll go to CSS. I'll go to the font. I'll change the color there. I'm sorry, it's going to ask me to do a CSS. I'm going to try to do this. He actually doesn't let me. If I do this, it changes the whole page. That's not what I want. So I'm going to do CSS here. I'm going to, yeah. Okay. Say I do this, I make this red Cheerio. Okay. Remember that this is document only. I click OK. That makes it red. Now if I wanted to change, if I want to change that, I have to go in here. And I go find and apply that formatting rule everywhere. If I wanted to do the same thing in here, I have to do the same thing. Oh, and I have a problem. When I want to make things red, on this page here, CSS example 1, I could just drop down the list and find the rule that I created, the CSS rule that I made that made the text color different, red. Okay? I can just come in here, boom. But then I have a problem because when I switch a place, I don't have that here. I can't choose the red Cheerios. I cannot make this red without having to recreate the CSS code that controls that formatting for that. Okay? If you look at the code, you're going to see that on the head content area of this page, something happened. A style was created. This style is a CSS style, cascading style sheet, and it tells me what the name of the style is and its attributes. If you use your CSS panel, you can also see that now something shows up in there, whereas if I go to a page that doesn't have CSS styles defined, it says no styles defined. But if I switch to one that does, I have a style, and it says the style is red Cheerios. And it also shows me some properties of this style, which is the color is red. The style is on this page only, is on CSS example number 1 only. It is not on CSS example number 2. If I go to the head content of that page, there are no styles defined in here. And just to confirm that, if I go to the CSS styles panel, which displays all the CSS styles of the page that you have open, activated, there are no styles there. So, the idea of CSS is that it allows you to centralize somehow the formatting information of text. Okay? If I wanted to make text bold, italicized, small, or big through HTML categories only, anytime I have to do that, I have to go to the actual page, the actual file in which those elements are, and make those and apply those formatting tags locally right there. With CSS is a little better because I need to set up the style, and then I can just pull from the CSS category and call that style out, and I can apply that style anywhere I want. Okay? Another cool thing about CSS is this, is that I can come in here in the CSS panel and I can add a property, and I can say, oops, I can change the, I don't know, let's see here, I can change the font size to super big. You see, I just changed on the panel, but the change is translated elsewhere on the page anywhere that CSS style is applied. Did I have to go and highlight each one of them and make those changes myself? Yes or no? No. All I did was change the style definition, adding a property to it, and those changes automatically get applied where the style tag is applied. It saves a lot of time. And if you look at the code, I have the change on the styles done there, but I also see anywhere there is the style applied, the word Cheerios was applied, you have an HTML tag that tells you that, hey, this enclosed item here in the span tag is receiving a CSS style called red Cheerios. Where is red Cheerios defined? On this page right here on the top. Is this helpful? Yeah. Yeah. If I want to say, okay, I don't like red. Oh, now I changed the background, so red doesn't work. The background is kind of reddish. This red color in the front disappears in contrast. So I'm going to change this color to blue or yellow, something high contrast, green maybe. If I change If I didn't use CSS, I would have to go and click individually and change one by one. But because I'm smarter than that, I'm using CSS, I can change it on the CSS panel, and it automatically translates all those changes across anywhere that's being used. Pretty powerful stuff. Okay. But there's more. You remember how I couldn't use the style here on this CSS example 2 page because the style doesn't exist here? There's a way you can actually create a centralized style that you can apply to all the pages all across your website. And this is how you would do it. I want to copy this and make additional pages, lines in here. Alright. One way of creating a CSS style is to make it a separate style sheet. These styles, the red Cheerios style is only defined in this page right here. It only exists here and nowhere else on the website. So if I wanted to use that red Cheerio whatever, which is now green, elsewhere on the website, I couldn't. I can go to my CSS styles and I click on, let's add a new CSS style rule, and I'll say, I don't know, red text. I give it a name, but on the bottom here, instead of leaving this document only, I'm going to choose new style sheet file. What that's going to do is going to create an external style sheet that contains this rule and its definitions, and I can then link this file to the pages in which I want to use the styles on. Red text, click on OK. It's going to ask me now to save style sheet file as, and I think I'm on my personal site. I don't know. I'm going to call this test style sheet. The file extension is going to be CSS, and I'll click on, it's saving now on my web design personal site. I don't know that this is the right place, but I'll let it be because I'm assuming. Okay, once that is done, you're gonna see that the dialog box define this rule, red text. Oh well, obviously I want the color to be red. Maybe I want this to be underlined text. Maybe I want this to be bold. And whatever. You can define whatever you want in here. I'll make it extra large as well. And I'll click on OK. There are several other things you can decide in here, but I'll click on OK at this point. Boom. I created a style sheet file that contains a rule. I can also contain different rules. Well, anyways, before I move on, let me make sure I'm on the right place here. This is my mock personal site, and I have a new file in there, teststylesheet.css. This is a separate file. Okay. If I open this file, I see the text, the rule, and its definitions. And I'm going to get ready to apply this in here to this CSS example 2 file. Right now, on this file, I have this available. It means that somewhere in the code of this page, there's a reference link telling me that this file, example 2, is linked to this style sheet file. How do I use that now? I can just highlight what I want. And look at that. It's right there. Okay? All right. Bold, underline, extra large, red. Oh, I want to use Cheerios in here. Do I have that? No. What I have is the local one that makes it green. If I go to my CSS panel, it shows me that, hey, anytime you see this default style tag, it means that this style is only defined on this page. There is no code in this page that links to that CSS style. only that defines a red Cheerios rule in here. So how do I use this style red text into CSS example 1? I have to link it. How do I do that? I go to the CSS styles panel. I click on the link button. The movement is called attaching an external style sheet. I have to click on the browse button to go find on the root folder where is the style sheet that I want to use its rules on this page. It's this one. Make sure this is a relative to document. Click on OK. This is a link, not importing. Make sure it's link. Click on OK. Oh, look what's happening here. On this page right now, where I didn't used to have, when I only had red Cheerios, now I have red text. It also shows me the source. This is an external style sheet file. This is an embedded style. So what changed? Can I highlight this and now find the red text under this targeted rule on the CSS category properties inspector? Yes, it's down there. Now I can use the style on this page as well. I can use it anywhere. All right, I'm going to save this. Save all. So in my style sheet, remember that this red text underline is being applied on both places. There's one style inside that is not in both places, which is this one, the green one. If I go to the CSS styles of this external style sheet and I change the text color to blue, is it going to change on CSS example 1? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. Yes. It did. Why did it not change this guy? It's not the same rule, right? Second question. Remember how this style, red text, is also being applied to text on a CSS example number 2? Do you think it changed to blue on this page? And yes, it did. So this is what's powerful about CSS, is that very quickly, rapidly, you can control formatting on your whole website. You can create 10, 15, 20, 30 pages. And you can create rules on a CSS style sheet that is individual. You can put rules, formatting text rules in here on this file. Link this file to the pages that you're using the styles on. And if you decide, you say, hey, this text font style, this size, this color is not working anymore, you can go to one central location, change it there, and anywhere on your whole website in which the rules are applied, change instantaneously. Very powerful tool, CSS. Are there any questions as to how to use CSS? Chapter 3 is going to show you how to create rules, how to apply rules, and how to edit them. Okay? And that's lesson 2, 3, and 4 in chapter 3. It's extremely important for you guys to understand CSS because you're going to be using CSS all throughout the rest of this class. Any questions? All right, let's get to work.